I am François. I'm French. I'm the product manager at Wiris for WirisQuizzes. And the point of this really short webinar was to introduce you with the new things that are coming for WirisQuizzes, and especially as you can see here, the little 4 on the top right part of the WirisQuizzes. We have released a new version of WirisQuizzes, and we wanted to share it with you. So I see the chat is getting okay. So yeah, the next level of remote STEM assessment, what have we done new in WirisQuizzes? And as you can see here, up here on the screen as well, we have a little gift for those of you who stick until the end. I know it's a bad technique. It's about sailing technique to have a hook like this on people. But if you stick with us until the end, we have a little gift, something that I think will make your life easier, and we'll get going. And first and foremost, I would like to start a bit by reminding those of you who don't know what is WirisQuizzes. Since my English is not so good, we'll go through a video with an actual proper English person that will take you through basically the value proposition of WirisQuizzes and what we have. I hope you can hear the sound, but normally yes.
Learning platforms have become essential tools for digital teaching. But for teachers of STEM subjects, they still present some difficulties. For example, creating questionnaires or exams with mathematical language is both complex and very limited. In not seeing their needs met, many teachers choose to give up on using learning platforms, so they end up being underused. Is there a solution to this challenge? We introduce WirisQuizzes, the solution that integrates into your educational platform and enhances the quizzing and evaluation system for STEM subjects. With WirisQuizzes, teachers, students, and system administrators will find their needs fully covered. WirisQuizzes understands math. We have developed a math engine that understands everything from an elementary level to the most complex higher ed problems. It breaks the restrictions of multiple choice questions. WirisQuizzes expands the capabilities of learning platforms and gives students space to show what they know with open answers. As a teacher, you will have total freedom while creating questions. You have an editor that allows you to design and customize questions and define conditions on the valid answers. Because the tool understands math, it can evaluate and compare equivalent answers. You will save time working and correcting. And beyond math, WirisQuizzes covers the specific needs of STEM disciplines, units of measurement and their equivalencies, tolerances, and accuracies. You can even ask geometry or statistics questions graphically, thanks to the new integrated graphics engine. With WirisQuizzes, we boost online learning of STEM subjects. Students will receive tailored and immediate feedback on their answers in real time. The handwriting feature makes entering answers much more convenient with touch devices or styluses. In addition, you can easily create practice sets for your students. If the student needs to practice a specific question, they can repeat it as many times as they want, thanks to random parameters. WirisQuizzes integrates with the most popular LMSs, Blackboard, Canvas, Moodle, and Brightspace by D2L. And it's possible to integrate it into any other platform through the LTI protocol or our own API. Make the most of your school's digital resources thanks to WirisQuizzes. You will enhance the use of your platform in STEM subjects, and you'll take advantage of touch devices with the handwriting feature. WirisQuizzes is the optimal add-on for your learning platform to become a tool for teaching STEM subjects. WirisQuizzes empower STEM questions in digital learning.
All right, cool. So that was just a little overview. For those of you who know what is WirisQuizzes, well, this may be something that you've seen already. Oops, sorry. Let me try and share the video again. But I think it's always a good way to really see what WirisQuizzes does. By the way, just on the little side note, Carmen, I have seen your message, and I will follow up with Joanne that I know, of course, inside of Wiris, and I will make sure that your answer is followed. And Maria, to your question, so should it be used only for math quizzes or can it be used for any subject? It's a very interesting question. You can use it for math, but you can as well use it for chemistry. You can use it for physics. You can use it for what we call STEM. No, it's a STEM software. STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You can see in our tool as well that we cover the entire majority, 99.9999% of the international system units. So you can as well play with, I don't know, temperatures, distance, measures, what have you. For those of you asking questions right now, I will tend to them just right after the small presentation. My colleague Anna there is noting them down as well, and she will tell me. Thanks for your engagement anyway, and let's go back just to the small presentation for now. So WirisQuizzes, as we said, it's a tool that was built for you. I assume, who are teachers, people who learn things to your students, who are enablers of this knowledge sharing. What is basically at the basis of WirisQuizzes? It's our unique math engine. Now, it's a very powerful math engine, and I think what's the most useful tool for our math engine is the ability to understand math and to automatically evaluate the answer of a student. What you just saw in the video is that you really break the limits of the multiple choice question by going further and by having this enabled through our what we call our computer algebra system, which is really the brain that we have developed and coded here at WirisQuizzes, and that allows you to evaluate that. So for you, it's a time-saving feature that's really great. The open questions as well. So one of the things that comes out of that is the ability to ask open questions. One of the examples I like to use is, for example, you can ask a student to give you an example of an even function and a not function. That could be one, or any prime number between 1 and 100. That could be another. And of course, our tool, given it's configured properly, will be able to go through that and to actually evaluate it and give you back automatically the response. So this saves you a lot of time. It really brings your STEM assessment to another level. We range all mathematics. I mean, we can do some things that are very, very complex. Just this morning, actually, sorry, I was having a chat with a young man out of UK who was an astrophysicist, and he was using as well math type, and in that case WirisQuizzes as well. So this gives you kind of the level of complexity or depth that we go into. Graph representation, 2D and 3D. We'll go more into detail about that because that's one of the big new features that we have for this new version. And of course, cheating prevention, so using the random parameters. So as you saw as well, you're able to really make sure that each student has their own unique question, or has their own unique form type of the question. This, again, brings you to a tool that's tailored, of course, for you and for you to be able to be more powerful in your STEM assessment. But what we have at heart is that your students get better by using our tool as well. Okay, how do you do that? Well, we focus, of course, on conceptual understanding. When you ask a student to give an example of a not function, well, you ask him really not to give just one example, but to go through the process, the reasoning that will bring him to have this answer. And this is really what's at stake here. It's really the most important thing is that you're not just correcting right or wrong responses or answers, I should say, but you're really like asking the student to make the process of getting to the response. And as far as I know, for mathematics, that's where the grace is. I mean, that's really what you want to make sure that the student has. In the same way, you're able to give tailored feedback. So should you have, I don't know, a knowledge that students are going to potentially fail on that question because there's a trick or there's a little trap, well, you can know that beforehand and give them a tailored feedback. Now, if a student should say that, well, the feedback could be this one as well. So it really helps the students as well grow and understand their mistake. Of course, the same thing that prevents students from cheating, the random parameters allows them as well to really work on the same topic more and more, and to really go again and again on, I don't know, like adding the sum of two fractions is one example, but you can have so many, and again, randomly generating new things and asking the students to change context in a way. And the handwriting feature that we have, so the ability to work from your maybe mobile, should you want to, the tablet, or of course your touch device, the iPad, your laptop with the touchscreen as well. So that's something that we developed here at Wiris. That's ours as well, and that is pretty smart. For those of you who haven't seen it, I really encourage you to go to our website and to try the hand recognition feature. It's pretty damn good. And I mean, last but not least, I don't know what's the proportion of you who are actually in charge of the IT in your university or in your company, or working in, let's say, in the administration of LMS or things, but we've thought about you as well, and we make sure that WirisQuizzes comes directly integrated into Moodle, Blackboard, Canvas, and D2L, which are, we consider, the most used nowadays LMSs in the world. We give support for other integrations as well. Okay, so we have a team of developers here helping ad hocly on different integrations. We now are compliant with the LTI 1.3 norm out of IMS, and of course, for you system administrator and you people in the IT department, you want to make sure that this tool is being used as much as it possibly can. Okay, so we have as well extensive documentation for you to share with your team, and training content as well. Okay, so this is something that's that we want to here put the emphasis on as well, because it's really important that this tool gets the use it needs. I see that we're 55 now, so hello to everybody who's just joined. Good morning to you. We were just talking about WirisQuizzes and what it does, what it is, the value proposition, as we call it. So what's new? What's new in the WirisQuizzes? What have we been working on for the past, well, good year and a half at least? What have the team been working on? I've split this up into 3 things. You'll see it's kind of a mania for me that I have. I like to split things into 2 or 3 things and to go piece by piece to make it easier to understand. Okay, so first of all, we have an improved UX, a new user interface, basically. Let's put it like that. We know that WirisQuizzes may sometimes be complex to grasp or to use for the newcomers. So that's why we have training, that's why we have documentation. But we thought as well that a refinement of the user interface was needed, okay, to make it much clearer, to make it much more into the 21st century. Let's put it like that. And we've used as well a bit of machine learning and of artificial intelligence to really help you, I don't know, auto-select some of the options that you can select. So for you teachers, this will be a much improved user experience once you see it, and we'll see it in a minute, and you see that I think it's much better to use now. The other thing is a really small update, but I think it has a lot of value into it, regarding CalcMe. So for those of you who don't know, CalcMe is another product, another tool that we have at Wiris, which is basically the front end of what I was telling you before, which is the brain behind WirisQuizzes, our computer algebra system, or CAS. And CalcMe is a tool that's available at calcme.com, and that's basically a super powerful calculator. What we've included now, and for you who are authoring questions, is what we call algorithm lines, which is basically the possibility to include all of what you need from an algorithmic point of view, meaning variables, function, whatever, into one single block of CalcMe, and not having to go like a bit cumbersomely from one to another, We're basically trying to make the experience of writing algorithms in CalcMe easier and better. And last but not least, we are very proud to introduce to you our new graphical answer tool. Okay, so until now, let's say that WirisQuizzes was focused on linear mathematics, meaning that algebra, system of equations, units, temperatures, whatever, but you were not able to author a question or to leave initial content on the form of a graph. So this is something that has changed, and that pushes even forward and further the abilities that you have to do the evaluation of STEM. You are now able as well to include things like geometrics, to include things like function representations and I don't know, function limits, a lot of things that you can really work with, and that can visually really be helpful, for the students to practice on. Okay, so without further ado, we'll just go very quickly through the three of the things. The first one I wanted to show you is the new user interface that we have in the WirisQuizzes Studio. You know? So if I go here, and I will now open the studio. So for those of you who are familiar with the tool, you can see here, so it's not this is not actually integrated into any LMS. It's just integrated on our own website. It's a simple demo that we have of WirisQuizzes now. And if you recognize here, you have the little cog icon. So you just click on that and you see the studio open. The studio is basically what allows you to author the question. No? So you have the way to set initial content and the correct answer, of course. Okay, initial content being that if you want to leave something for the student to start with, which is very helpful as well when you're authoring graphical questions. What we've done here, for instance, is try and make it easier for you to see all of the elements and to get a good view at all of the possibilities that you have when you're authoring a question. What do I mean by that? In the question in this case is the sum of two fractions that are randomized. What we've done here, we've included a bit of code who basically selects for you the relevant input options and the relevant validation options as well. Okay, so by default, you have a lot of validation options, okay, that appear here that you can go through, and since it's a lot of them, it can be a bit crowded now on your screen, or it can be a bit too much information. So what we've done is that our software is able to recognize the type of question that it is and reduce that list to give you what we think, of course, is the thing that will be more relevant for you when you are authoring this question in terms of validating and setting validation options. Okay, you're still, of course, and you will always be available to see all of them. So for those who are used to it, it's I mean, the same validation options are here and the same input options are here, of course, as well. No, but we've just made it a bit clearer and a bit faster for you to see that, just by including what we think will be the most relevant for each of these. And here again, as you can see, but this was, I mean, still here. If you go into the define random variables and function part, then you go, of course, into CalcMe, which is again not the brain that helps you program and get to randomization, like we can see here within WirisQuizzes. A bit of a new feature as well, I just want to let drop. We've included a small button here on the top right. That's a button for feedback. Okay, that's broken for now, but we can fix it. But there's you actually have a button for feedback that you can use here. It will not be broken for you. This link is broken inside the demo of quizzes. I shouldn't have clicked that. It's my fault, but you will get to a page that's basically taking you through a feedback process, so that you can tell us how much you love us, how much you hate us. We have a trusty team here at our help desk that will be very happy to attend you. So that's basically it. I mean, as you can see, it's a much clearer interface. It's a much easier, it's a much better thought interface that we think will really make your work in authoring easier. Okay. The next thing I want to go through, as I was telling you, is let me just find my slides, are what we call the algorithm lines. Okay, here I put out another video. So as you can see here, what we've done is basically included as a new line in CalcMe, as a new option that you can click here in the top right, the way to leave space and to have functionality to make it easier for those of you who are really into algorithmics, like into programs. So here we have the functionality of auto-completion, for instance, so you can just type something and we'll find it. The ability to leave some comments as well, or multi-line comments, which is of course something that's very, very helpful when you're doing a bit of coding, like across the board. And you can as well copy paste from one piece of code to another. No, so if you want to have a look at it and try it, you can already do it. Just go into calcme.com, the same way I'm doing here, and you will see. So here on the top right, on the rightmost, let's say the rightmost button of CalcMe toolbar is the algorithm lines, and here it just opens that. And as you were saying, we have all of the all of the things that I was talking about. So again, it really makes the load on CalcMe much easier and the load on your browser much easier. So it's much more agile and it's much easier to go through complex or not so complex even algorithms. And again, make your life easier. You can as well copy and paste those pieces of code from one teacher to another and really make sure that everything is done through here and take the full advantage of the power of CalcMe. Okay, so that's a new feature. It looks like a small update, but I'm sure that for those of you in the audience today, it's something big because we've had this request for a while now from customers, and we were happy to do it now. And I'm sure it's something that brings a lot of value to whoever is authoring questions. Okay, so that's for the algorithm lines, which is basically something that comes as well in the new CalcMe, but that's of course included as well in WirisQuizzes4. Let me just skip through the video now that we've seen it. Okay, and the last bit of update and the major feature update I would say about WirisQuizzes4 is now the ability to use our graphical answer tool. Okay, just a bit of info on here. We are the one who developed it. Okay, so it's from the brain of our engineers here, and it, as I was saying before, it basically allows you to bring your STEM evaluation even further by being able to include graphs. So here, just a small example of a geometry question is how to draw a pentagon that's basically inscribed in a circle that's at the center of the grid right now. So for those of you who are most versed in geometrics, it's a no-brainer. It's a very simple exercise. But what's very powerful here is that, again, our tool evaluates that automatically. So you just have, of course, to set the logic behind it and the validation options and the right answer, and you will be able to have it really like this. It's quite a powerful tool. A lot of our users have been requesting it as well. We're really happy to bring it forward now. We're really happy to hear you guys' feedback on it and to just know how you use it. I can show you just maybe quickly another example of it, and to show you as well how it looks from the authoring side of things. Okay, so here we have another type of this graphical answer question. These graphical questions. Okay. So this is what you're leaving the student with. As you can see here, the toolbar can be customized. So you can decide really on the elements that you want to see appear in the toolbar, and you can decide that in the studio. So here in that case, the question is very simple, to draw a bisector. If I go back to the authoring tool, okay, and I open it, so now you will see that I have changed from the answer type to equation and graphic in that case, okay. Here I set the correct answer, okay, and the initial content as well. So the initial content will be just, of course, two lines crossing themselves, and to create an angle, and that will be the correct answer to how to do it. No. So as I was saying, the customized toolbar button. So here you can really help the student on having a less or more cluttered authoring tool for their response, or a graph tool. So here, for instance, we've decided to remove the labels, but you could decide to put them. You could decide to remove all of the floating elements. You can decide to add something, to download, to access some settings. So it's very on the fly. You can really configure it to the use that you want to see with it. And it's really easy to use. I mean, it's powerful, but it's easy to use. The same way, and this could be, maybe this is not the perfect example, but this could be like something you want to do. If you want to have some tolerance as well, like if you're asking a student for a precise question on a function or something, and that you know that your answer is within a certain degree of tolerance, you can as well use this slider and move or down the tolerance that you want to have the response with. Okay, so again, this gives you the option to do it. Here in the validation options, well, we've just decided that the right option for the tool to say that the response was good is basically to have this line, the F line, and that's it. You can decide as well that in the validation options, well, the circle should be included as well, or all of the construction circles should be included as well, because you may want to see like the process that the student has gone through to actually get to that result. And also to draw the bisector of this angle, this is what you have to do. So you really have a new level of granularity with that, and that really helps you again now move your STEM assessment, your remote STEM assessment to I think a full new level. So that's something that's coming with WirisQuizzes4, and we're pretty excited about it, to be honest. I mean, I think it's a very, very powerful tool. The same way, and another example that could be interesting if I go back to the demo is to visualize a system of inequations and the way that it's visualized in a graphical manner now. So if you have to fill the region that's delimited by those three inequalities, if I'm not wrong, which I think is this one. Sorry. I think it's this one. You can do it as well. And of course, you will be able to evaluate that correctly as well. And as you can see here again, the toolbar has changed. So you can really go to that level of depth of customizing your own tool, I should say. Okay, so let me just go back to my slides. I see that we have some questions queuing up, so that's good. All right, so that's basically the third and major and last feature of WirisQuizzes that's being brought in the new version, in the version 4. Video we've seen. Okay, big question. How do I update? How do I upgrade to WirisQuizzes4? So two ways here, and this is done not because we want it that way, but it's because of the architecture that's behind our tool, WirisQuizzes, which is basically a plugin. It was designed initially as a plugin for Moodle, sorry. So if you're using Moodle, well, you can already use WirisQuizzes4, and you can download the package already on the Moodle plugin page of WirisQuizzes, or you can see it as well in your admin dashboard and settings. If you're using anything else than Moodle, Blackboard, D2L, Canvas, we will have to do from Wiris the rollover, the push, the upgrade. We will do it ourselves on July the 5th. Okay, so that's next Monday from now. You should have been made aware prior to our webinar already of this update that it was going to come, because we've emailed you and we've let you know that WirisQuizzes was here. But of course, if you see any trouble in that, please let us know and we'll hold it. But the way that it's done is that we have to put everybody from version 3 to version 4 at the same time that are using Blackboard, D2L, or Canvas. Again, from the people who use it, for the people using Moodle, you have to proactively go on and do the upgrade because we do not control your platform. But for the rest, we control the tool that you have. Okay, so yeah, just on July the 5th, we will push this update, and well, you can also, of course, as well always reach out to us and if you have any questions. If you want to go and look through the documentation, which is at docs.wiris.com, you will see that in WirisQuizzes you have a specific section about WirisQuizzes4 and what it brings you and the things that you have to know about, well, of course, the graphical answer, the algorithm lines, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you'll really be able to have all of the information. And we have as well a new training that's already available that goes again now through the same basic training that you had with Wiris, but that just goes basically a step further by now making use as well of both the algorithm lines and graphical answer tool. Right. Okay, free gift. So that was the hook from the beginning. Sorry in advance. I know that a lot of you are maybe in North or South America, and that Moodle is maybe not the most used LMS over there, but we wanted to give you, for those who let your email in the chat right now, we'll send you basically a list of questions that we've compiled ourselves. There are basically a bit more than 35 questions about algebra that were basically designed by a mathematical student. The math student that we had here is a math student in the higher university here in Barcelona. And he basically went through the different topics that we can have in all mathematical knowledge and mathematical education as well, and went and did different sections. So one is about algebra, another is about function, another is about, I don't know, statistics, probability. So he's gone through this list. We're giving you now for free the algebra set that includes complex numbers, system of inequations, polynomials, vectors. So we have like this set of questions, and we are happy to share it with you, should you want just to write down your email in the chat as you're doing right now. So I see that the chat is getting quite some hits, so it's actually good. I see that our gift is you like our gift, but yeah, I think it's interesting as well for you to have this kind of basis of question. What we've asked the person who was working on this question is to really familiarize himself with the tool and make sure that he was taking the full use out of WirisQuizzes by going through things like, of course, random parameters, functions, grading functions. So really making sure that all of it was taken into account into this. Okay, so don't hesitate to leave your mail to the whole of you who are here. Okay, I'll take now the questions. So I see that we have a lot of questions in the Q&A section. Okay. So Carmen, I am really interested in this tool. I consider it useful. Thank you. So Carmen, I have your name now. I will follow up with Joanne and make sure that she reaches out to you. Marie Kunz, is there a specific training for statistics? Not that I'm aware of. We have a generic training about WirisQuizzes, and we have 3 different type of trainings. We have a basic one that we offer for free, and then we have 2 that we charge for, that are a medium and an advanced training course for WirisQuizzes. And definitely through some of this training, there will be some questions about statistics and how to make use of statistics within WirisQuizzes and CalcMe for that matter. But I'm not sure there is a specific training about statistics. But some of the questions that we have in the documentation as well get some things from statistics, so that would be interesting. If you want to have maybe more of a follow-up on this, Mary, you can again email us now at info@wiris.com, and we'll be happy to help you on that. I started using Wiris a few hours ago, so that's from Annette. Your tech support people in Spain are outstanding. Thank you very much. I'll share the message. But the hours are limiting for me in California. Sorry about that. Yeah, for those who don't know, we are based out of Barcelona here. We have one tech support in the US. He is though more of a level 1 agent than a really I don't know, full on engineers, I should say. But okay. I mean, for now, we don't have any plans to have an extended or more extended support in the US. We're trying to do our best here with the time difference. I know that's, well, between California and Spain, we have 9 hours. So that's quite a long time. But we're really trying to do our best to attend you. We have so service level agreements that basically we have to insert to you within, I think it's 1 or 2 working days. But we're trying to do our best. I write assessments using WirisQuizzes, but I was wondering if there is a way for my students to write them homework in WirisQuizzes. They will need to initiate the work inputs using your fantastic math tools, and I could review it. Okay, so I see what you mean. That's an interesting question. Depending on the LMS that you have, you would probably need to give the students some kind of a different level access so that they are able to actually go on, create a quiz and create questions. I'm not sure how you have it set up or what LMS you have, but in theory, it could be possible. What you could do as well, in a kind of easier way, probably would be to ask them to just use CalcMe. If you want just to do algorithmics, you can tell them to use CalcMe, and you can then after review their CalcMe thing. Again, CalcMe is free for all, and it's available at calcme.com, and you could just like go on and use it whenever you need. Robert Knight, does the new Wiris quiz allow for answers in the form of a word or sentence? Yes, you have a text option as an answer that you can use and that you've been able to use as well before. That could be any string of characters. Maria, can this tool be used in synchronous sessions? I'm not sure what you mean by here. If you mean exams, yes, you are able to hold exams in a specific time frame and to have the students like all log in at the same time and go through the exercise or the quiz, I should say. If you're planning to have a high number, by high number I mean more than 400 students taking the same quiz at the same time, you would need ideally to warn us beforehand, so that we would just tell you how to configure the tool temporarily so that it doesn't break on our side. But until up to 400 in the same time is okay. Do we need a license to use this tool, or is it free for anyone? You can trial it, but after some point, you will have to get in touch with our sales team, and they will basically give you a quote depending on the number of students that you expect to have use it every year. Okay, you have the pricing information on wiris.com/pricing, and you can see all of the info there. But yeah, to make a long story short, it's not a free software. It's, you can trial it, like downloading and plugging it in your LMS and playing around with it. But after a while, you will get warnings from us that you have to get in touch with our sales team. Okay. I'm scrolling down the answers. Lisa Stocky, question for later. Any idea why using Blackboard, when I allow students to see correct answer, then try again, the math type disappears and it just displays number, for example, 4x to the cubic displays. Okay. There has to be something wrong in the config, probably in our end, Lisa. If you would be so kind as to email our support team, support@wiris.com or info@wiris.com, and basically take a couple of screenshots of what you've just mentioned to me, they'll be able to help you. Right now on the fly, I mean, it could be so many reasons that it's hard for me to really help you on this one. But if you email our enter team, and again, my fantastic colleague here is taking all of the questions as well, so we'll make sure that we'll get back to you on that. Okay, Robert Knight. I presently use Wiris in my own LMS. Will I need to make changes to the API for the new quizzes? Well, you can just download, if you're using it on your own LMS, you can just download the new package from the Moodle download page. Okay, you should have the version 4 now, and it's a version 4.2.3. That's the latest stable version. Tracy Wilson, have you expanded the number of different units instructors can use? What do you mean? Are you talking about units of measurement, for instance? I'm not sure here, Tracy, what you're referring to. I know that we're covering a great deal of them, but I'm not sure that that's what you're referring to. If you want to write something in the chat, I'll try and catch you, or again, just write us at info@wiris.com, and I'll make sure to take a look at that. But if you're talking about system units, maybe there's one that's out of our radar, but we'll be happy to take a look at it. Bunny Pendergast, will quizzes I created in a yes. So the question is WirisQuizzes3 and WirisQuizzes4 compatible, basically? So yes, both of the tools will be compatible, and we'll just be able to tweak them from the WirisQuizzes4. There will not be any problem. And so, Bonnie, I'm guessing you asked the question a little soon here, but yeah, again, for a word of reminder, so for all the people that are using Canvas, this will be available from next Monday. Okay, so that's July the 5th. We wanted to do July the 4th, but it's a Sunday, so hey. But anyway, we'll do July the 5th. It's okay. Ab Mohammed, sorry. Hi, is this compatible with Fedena LMS? I've really never heard about it, to be honest. So I'm sorry, I cannot answer your question. What I can tell you is that we are in theory available through any LMS. We have an API, and we have ways to integrate as well through LTI, now LTI 1.3. So should you want to take a look at our website and go down the quizzes section, you will see the possibility that you have to integrate possibly in Fedena or Fedena, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, LMS. Okay, so a question from Laurie, can you speak to the accessibility of this? Okay, so that's an interesting question. The graphical answer tool is right now not accessible in a way that we did not find a way for screen readers to be able to read what was displayed on the screen when we're using the graphical answer tool. It's something that we're working on, not me, but I mean the team, and it's something that we'll have to get at some point. But for the first release, we didn't find any sensible way to do it. Robert Knight, I am presently teaching summer courses using Wiris. I do not want the question template to change in the courses, which I are presently on the way. Okay, so then if you don't want to change, Robert, depending on the LMS that you're using, if you're using Moodle, then you can change whenever you want. Otherwise, email us and we'll make sure to hold it if you're using something else than Moodle, so that you're not being bothered by the transfer. By the way, we decided to do this transfer, this rollover from the version 3 to the version 4 now in July, because we assume that a lot of people will be on vacation, a lot of your students will be on vacation, and will be a good time to do it. So that's the reason behind it. Okay, I see some email. Do you have a campus to practice and train to use Wiris? Yes, again, if you send us an email, we'll be happy to include you in our free training. That's basically what we have for Wiris. We have a Moodle that's being set up, and that you can go through the courses with that and see what it works. Thank you for leaving your email. I love the question set. Thank you, Laurie, for leaving your email. You may answer my questions. Okay. So that will be taken into account. Training for Canvas input from Marie Kuhns. I'm not sure if you're meaning on how to offer a question through Canvas. What I shared with you, the gift again is really for Moodle only, but the training for Canvas input, we don't have it right now. We have a documentation section that's basically helping you create a type of question, which is, I think, a basic one, into a Canvas. So how to download, first of all, how to download the WirisQuizzes included in Canvas. And then second, of course, is how to create and author a question. Okay, so the set of algebra is going to use that Svetlana. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. I'm a Wiris user writing questions in Word and PowerPoint documents. I didn't know about the elaboration of quizzes. Well, there you go. I hope you're now a happy Wiris user that knows about our fabulous STEM assessment tool that we have as well. That's WirisQuizzes. It makes use of it as well as it makes use as well as of MathType, which is our math equation editor. So it's all kind of integrated. For graphic answers, are students able to free draw their response? Yes, they are, but you will still have to free draw yourself the corrected answer. So in theory, that will be possible. Will students be able to submit essay and PDF answers in WirisQuizzes4? Yeah, you should be always able to attach a file to your answer, so there shouldn't be any problem on that. I found, sorry, a question from Annette. I have found sharing of quizzes and problems I developed in WirisQuizzes to a different class to be difficult. Okay, is that made easier with the new authoring interface? That was not the point of it initially. The point was really to make well, the whole new interface easier for each teacher or each author to use. The why is it hard for you to share is because going through Canvas, it's a bit cumbersome because you have to enter into the tool and then go to the Moodle that's being hosted at the back end of your Canvas, where you can use WirisQuizzes. So as of today, we're not, I mean, there's not really an easy way that we can make it better, but anyway, we're working on things to make it better and to have a more shareable, I'm not sure if that's a word, but more easier to share, sorry, bank of questions. Okay, from Svetlana, do you have any calculus tools? We are able to do calculus as well with Wiris. So if you want to see like basically the possibility that you have with quizzes, again, the best way to go is to go, well, either on a website or the doc, but if you just type calcme.com, you will see on the, well, that will be there for you, on the left most side of the screen, you will have basically a list of all of the functions and things that you can use, and there is a section about calculus, so you can do that. So Robert, the video link will be shared to you right after, again, by our fabulous colleague in marketing through an email. I'm guessing that I'll appear at some point as well in YouTube. Maybe it's this session or the one in this that I did this morning as well for the rest. Okay, well, in both sessions, so you can watch that as well on YouTube, and there will not be any problem. Okay, Abdiel, your question is about this option as additional cost to be used. So I'm guessing you're asking about WirisQuizzes4. It's a free update, so there's not any additional cost on that. Well, we just wanted our tool to be better, so that I don't know, the word can be spread even more, and that more and more people will use it. That was really the idea. Todd, the video will be sent over to you, of course. So as I said, all of the people who were kind enough to join us today, you'll have a recording of this. Appreciate the ability to show the work, to check for understanding, valuable. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do as well with the graphical answer tool. And again, this comes back to a bit the basis of WirisQuizzes, is to make sure that you as a teacher, you as people that enable others to learn, you are able to see their reasoning. So that's why we've led the option to have, again, construction circles already, things that you can evaluate as well, because we know that most of the time, even if the correct answer is not, even if the answer is not correct, what you want to go and what you want to see is how the student thought and how he came to that reasoning. So we have that in mind as well, very much in our team and in our team of developers. And so we make sure to include features that match that. Okay, okay, I'm seeing more comments. Okay, so Tracy, you mentioned units of measurement. Then I'm not sure, earlier only. Okay, so Tracy, your question was about Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit you can use. The volume in cubic feet, I have to get back to you on that. I'm not sure right now, and I cannot trial it in an easy way. But okay, that's something interesting to take into account. I know that the international system is used as our units default, but Fahrenheit is there for sure. Cubic feet, I have to get back to you on that. We'll write down all of the questions that I haven't been able to attend today, and we'll give you back some feedback on this. From Miguel, the basic level is available in Wiris Academy, but will we have access to the medium and advanced version soon? Okay, so once again, training, we have like 3 pieces of training. The easiest and basic one is free, and for the other ones we ask for a fee for the teachers who want to enroll. That because they're like very developed, they go very much in depth, and well, that we spend a lot of time elaborating those as well. So that's the reason. Still, I know that if you want to go through all of our doc and to the basic training, you'll get to a certain level of expertise already of our tool. Okay, Svetlana, so you have a question about accessibility. So the Wiris formulas and the math type formulas. So the thing that's written with Wiris is compliant with accessibility. We have a report on accessibility that's basically available on our website in again, docs.wiris.com. Hey, Bernard, I remember you, Bernard. We had a chat. If you're still in Quebec, I hope you're doing well. We will send you the link of the presentation, definitely. And no worry, thank you for joining. Deborah, you will have the link. Okay, so Arriba, on your question about how do you check the answers with the mathematical proofs, that could be done in different ways. Well, you have things like to help you on that. You have basically 2 features. It really depends on, the first one is really depends on how you create the grading function. So what will do that, you will have a yes or no from the tool. The other one is the ability to use a scratch pad, so the students can really draw their reasoning on when they are answering the question, and that's interesting. So those are basically the 2 ways that you can actually go through the proofs of the students, meaning their reasoning. Okay, as a Texan from Mary, good to know all seem to have the same concerns in trying to offer clear, concise questions to their students. After this horrid pandemic, all are exploring new ways to push students to achieve their best. Thank you, and thank you, Mary, for your help as well in this effort. We are all trying to do our best to make the best out of this situation, and thanks for your help on that as well as a learner. Algebra questions are going well. More training videos now. Okay, Ahmed, there are not really some more training videos. there are actually documentation pieces of the web pages that you can use to go more into detail, or again the training. Sorry, yeah, the basic training. But in terms of training videos, we've generated quite some more in this year. But if you went through them all, then well, first thank you. But what we're doing, you can follow us on Twitter as well. So we have a Twitter account for WirisQuizzes. It's basically as popular as the one of Justin Bieber. We have like that many followers. But if you want to go and follow WirisQuizzes on Twitter, please do. We are posting like every week. We're posting things that we can do that maybe you didn't think of with WirisQuizzes. And very soon we'll be as well hosting something that's called the Problem of the Week, which will be a very generic, but I think interestingly complex enough question or problem that you will have to answer using WirisQuizzes. So stay tuned, it's coming soon as well, but we want to get more engagement basically going in our social network. So Robert, just to be clear, students presently taking a summer course will not see any change in their answer templates. No, don't worry, they won't see any change. The answer template is the same thing anyway. I mean, it's just a math type, so don't be worried about it. Yeah, of course, more. If you don't like Twitter, Annette, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, we are, I'm looking at my marketing friend right now, we are on Instagram as well. We are here as well, we are over email. We do have still have a land phone, I think, that you can find as well online. So we have that many ways to find us. But yeah, I mean, I think no, yeah, Facebook. I said. So if on either one of those thing, again, otherwise just you know, shoot an email through us. Okay. Oh, sorry, I skipped questions. Halifax. Yes, you will have the questions. Can WirisQuizzes be used in Moodle text editor other than quizzes? For example, assignment editor. I'm not sure what you mean here, Anna. I'm sorry. WirisQuizzes can be used in French, yes. In Chinese, no. In Arabic, no. Although you will have the option to use right to left writing and authoring of questions, but the tool itself is not translated in all of those languages. If you go on our website, you have the full list of languages we support. It's around 10 or 15 languages we support, means that all of the strings in the authoring tool have been translated to that language. Okay, so free training again. Now we have your email, Anna. So we'll send it to you. Okay, I think I went through all of the questions. And now let me just open the chat. Thank you for asking all of those questions. By the way, it's always nice to see people engaged. I've just clicked on the same button because okay. Thank you very much. I see a lot of thank you for coming. Thank you for giving your emails. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry I couldn't have an eye on the chat and an eye on the Q&A. I know that you were asking some question. Yes, Tracy, what I was saying is that if you're still here, I don't know, is that the questions won't work in Canvas, but still you can have them, and we'll send them over to you. A lot of email. I see a lot of email. More digital logic or mathematical logic? Okay, so John had a question about mathematical logic and logic sets. I'm not sure we have more of that now. I mean, that's not again the main improvement of that that update. But if you want to drop us any more feedback on that, please be free to write us an email. Okay, and I'll just go to. Yeah, no, you have a free training. We have a Wiris basic course that you can go to, Annette, and we'll enroll you in it, and that will be easy for you to go through. No worries. Again, I mean, it's you'll go through the major functionalities, features of WirisQuizzes, so you'll be able to see, I don't know, a lot of things there already. Units of measurement, statistics, probability, the new graphical answer file, and that should help you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for coming, and thanks all of you who are still here, who left. I don't know if you have any other questions right now. Okay. Thank you, Laurie, as well. Thank you for the thank yous. Sorry for my English. It's a bit late now. It's 7 p.m. here in Barcelona, and I had a long day before. But thanks all of you for coming. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, we've really put a lot of effort into this new version of WirisQuizzes, and we hope you enjoy it really much. Yeah, you're right, Svetlana. Yeah, I mean, how's that for a thing? No, yeah, we can talk. And I'm in Barcelona. You're probably in California. You are in California, but it's okay. Your English is way better than my French. Okay, thank you. That's I'll take it as a compliment. But thank you very much. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you all. I will leave it here. Again, info@wiris.com. It's been a pleasure to have you on board today. And well, I hope we can talk soon. Thank you very much for coming. Goodbye.